So I'm out here at Lost Valley, and I have honestly. Oh, holy shit.
Yeah, decent amount.
Well, apparently I chose to hike this area on the same day as some kind of racing event. Kind of sucks, but you know, public lands and all that stuff. The creek over here is really high and flowing really well, so that is pretty awesome. Going to be going right to do the I don't know, the kind of crappy side of the trail first. It's the gonna cut through some woods, hike down a power line, and then up the abandoned road for quite a ways. That creek is awesome. All right, gonna highlight some of the flowers out here. It is very nice hike, and we got lots of flowers already springing up. Ooh, those are very cool. Currently, it is not overwhelmed with bicycles. A giant freaking limb just fell off the tree back there. Very loud. Hope you got that. So yeah, the parking lot being so completely and totally full, and all that just kind of really threw me. So forgot a few things. Didn't turn on my tracking app for a little while. Not very, very far, because we are just now reaching the half-mile mark. So it was probably less than a quarter mile. But I did pass the trailhead, and I had not, yeah, anyway, turned that on after the trailhead, and just about at the half-mile mark, I realized that I had not put my water, my secondary water, into my pack. I had thought I was doing something clever and keeping it refrigerated until I got here. But while I took my water out, I left the second bottle of water in there, which I've got a water filter, got all that stuff, and it has just rained, so I don't think I'll have trouble getting water. But just the convenience of being able to take that backup bottle and pour it into my sipping bottle is going to be missed. So there are some of the racers, and the supporters there are standing right in the fucking trail, blocking my way. Guess they were just blocking the this part of the trail, so people knew not to ride their bikes down here. And this is a pretty significant water crossing. I am not seeing much of a way to get across here without getting wet. There are some rocks. Huh. Did not get absolutely soaked. That's awesome. See, there's already been some bikes through here. But yeah, this is the part where I pretty much expected to be very muddy. And it has not disappointed. This section, yeah. This section is the low area. So, yeah, gonna be plenty of mud and dampness on this section. But I don't think there's going to be a whole lot of racers coming through here. I could be wrong. It could be part of the loop, but yeah, I don't think it would be way too wise. A bunch of people trying to race through here with this mud. That is going to be a lot of accidents, probably some injuries. I mean, this is not a racetrack. And if somebody does fall and get hurt out here racing through it, it's going to be hard to get to them. So I hope this is not part of the race. Hope the race sticks to the road, the abandoned road. That'll be a lot smarter for the race organizers to have done. Just stick to the road. But we'll see. This is actually, for the sucky part of the trail, it's pretty awesome. This little section, anyway. Still got the cool rock formations up there, making the shelves. And way down there, you got the creek. We're going to be back to it at least one more time, if not two. Why would anyone go hiking on backwoods dirt mud trails right after rain? Because of that right there. That sound is awesome. Little pools like that, fantastic. All being fed from water coming down that hill, converging and flowing down the valley. And it is awesome. And that makes for creek crossings. Fortunately, there's a couple of really big stepping stones right there. Three. That is pretty cool. Oh, sweet. Look up there. That is cool. But yeah, I'm not even a wide gap. These rocks here are super interesting. They look like, well, I don't know what kind of rock they are. They look solid granite or something like that. But a lot of them have these crystal pockets. And where you can see that crystals formed. So I don't usually see that out on trails. So it's got to be a very interesting geological environment to have created these solid chunks of rock with the crystal pockets. Or at least I think that's not very normal. I could be wrong. It's happened before. But yeah, I don't see that a lot. Large slabs of solid rock with embedded crystal. I know the geodes, you crack them open and they got crystals growing inside, but I usually think of them as individual kind of round rocks, not embedded in solid rock like that. I guess it could happen in certain conditions, obviously. I think it would just be a little interesting geology lesson to listen to. See how those were formed. Wow, yeah, that's a big blowdown right there. I just recently figured out that term. So I'd heard several videos talking about blowdowns. I'm like, that's a kind of a weird term to just throw out, blowdowns. But then I eventually figured out that it's trees that have been blown down across a hiking trail. Or I guess blown down, in the woods by storms or whatever. So yeah, there's a lot of terminology or stuff like that kind of stumped me for a little bit, talking about hiking and backpacking and long distance through hiking. And blowdowns was one of them. I guess that's a little easier or more compact to say than fallen trees. But it's not really very I don't know how to put it, surface decipherable, because lots of things can blow down. Telephone poles, gazebos, trash cans. I think fallen trees probably be a more reasonable term to use. But I guess the community has decided on blowdowns. So I'll start using that, I guess. And if you were a little confused as to what that meant, now you know. Just like me. As I'm coming up on this really cool patch of sun, highlighting the green nature of the trail here, more on blowdowns. So, what if there wasn't a storm or wind or anything? Like the big limb that fell at the beginning of the trail. There was no wind. I mean, this much wind, which is not a lot. No storm. It just a big heavy tree limb that decided it was time to fall. I mean, do you call them fall downs? And if it doesn't go across a trail, do you even label it? I don't know. English language sometimes just doesn't make a whole lot of sense. I may just stick with fallen trees. Tree fell across the trail. You know, something actually descriptive without assuming to know that it was due to a windstorm or wind of any kind. I don't know. It's just, I like accuracy in my language. We can have accuracy without having vagueness. Ooh. Honeysuckle. Awesome. With all of the language that we have, there's no reason to be vague about stuff. You can be descriptively accurate. Anyway, that's just one of my pet peeves. Like, I'm hiking on the trail, I'm in the woods, hiking on the trail. The hiking trails are calling me. Any place I can be free. Yeah, this is not very graceful hiking. Lots of short, cautious steps and leaning on the hiking stick. Help prevent sliding and slipping and falling and breaking things. Do you hear that? Oh boy. This one's going to be a challenge. Oh my God. Yeah, there ain't no way. Ain't no way. Huh. I am definitely going to have to ponder on this. Yep. Gonna give this a try. Ah, that might go better with without having to hold this. So I'm gonna put this away and give it another go. Woo! Made it. Okay. Now to bushwhack over to the trail. Trail. Well, that was an adventure. Tick check. I think I'm good. All right. We are out here at the power line portion of the hike. So, yeah. So that section was actually pretty cool. But the reason I'm not too thrilled about going this section of the trail is from here on back to the junction of abandoned road and the trail is a good bit of this power line here and a good long section of the abandoned road. So not my preferred environment for hiking, but yeah, I guess if you're going to do the whole 11 miles, having some of it be relatively flat and open isn't the worst thing in the world. But yeah, still not a fan of hiking on pavement, even if it is long abandoned pavement. I think sometimes it's kind of like gravelly, but I don't know. So yeah, we got a ways to go on the pipeline, on the power line here. Not well, it could be a pipeline too, but usually it's either power or pipe. Had a lot of pipelines where I grew up, natural gas, stuff like that. Shoot, one of the biggest events in the county was when lightning struck one of the natural gas pipelines. Boom! Shook for a long ways. That was exciting. Everybody had to drive by the road closest to the explosion point at least once. We probably did it twice, but oh, that's just a weird sound. But it's a tree rubbing against a tree. Butterflies. Interesting. So we just auto connected to satellite service and getting down here close to the abandoned road where we're going to turn left and keep up the road for a little ways. Ooh, pretty. Yeah, just don't move or anything. So anyway, we're gonna turn left and start our abandoned road trek. It's a good little ways before you come up on the, I don't know how well marked it is. It's marked probably just with one of those little signs here saying, hey, this Lost Valley Trail, head off in the woods here. But it could be, I'm going to take a guess and say a mile or so up this road. And the road keeps going. I've never gone that way. But, have no plans to. Unless I got a bicycle. Come out here and ride this. It'll probably have to be a high-end bicycle. For me, personally, I need the best. Nah, I'm kidding. Shoot, I'm not even sure that I want gears, even on a mountain bike. I don't know. I like the single gear bikes where you can pull back on the chain to, reverse direction, put the brakes on. Didn't have any hand brakes or anything like that. And it was all U-powered. I like those. Can't really do as much of the cool tricks with gears and hand brakes. Anyway, yeah, this is a kind of an incline, so probably see you at the cutoff, because abandoned road and all that stuff, flat, well, wide and graveled. Probably not a whole lot exciting to talk about on it. So that sign right there says 8.5, and I'm going to assume that's the marking for the trail. They want you to go left and circle. So that pretty much means I've got 8.5 miles left to go on the trail. So my watch says I've gone 4.4 miles. Not sure how accurate that is. But the sign says I got 8.5 more miles to go. I probably went 4 miles. So 4.4 miles should be about right. And that 8 miles to go. Ooh. Dang. Of course, I ain't had to stop yet, so I don't know. It's probably another half mile to turn off on this road to turn off onto the trail. So yeah, I'll probably see you at that point. Then I got to make a decision. I'm going to try and go that 7 miles back through the woods with all the hills and all that stuff, or am I going to cheat, take the road, take the shortcut, which is the road back to the trailhead? To be honest, right at this point, I want to get back in the woods, because man, that walking on a gravel road is not really my cup of tea. So yeah, I'll probably take the trail, hike in a good ways, see if I can find a water source, and set up the chair or the hammock. May set up the hammock and have lunch, because it is 11:43 right now in the morning, and I am in the habit of eating around noon, so may do that. 15 more minutes or 30 more minutes, whatever. So this is one of the things on the abandoned road, kind of can freak you out a little bit. The fire hydrants out in the middle of the road, or on the side of the road in the middle of the woods. And where those people are up there, that's the turn off to the road, to the trail. And yep, racers are taking that. So it's going to turn from a nice hike with a lot of solitude into a fucking torn up trail with bikes coming from behind. Joy. Yeah, so apparently they're doing laps across this section, which is see, I passed the 8-mile mark. I don't know. Yeah, I think this short section is around 7.5, 8 miles. So they're doing multiple laps of the trail, which from what I remember coming the other direction, it is not a very, very short trail. Look at the little guy. Oh, he's so cute. You are such a cute little danger noodle. Yes, you are. Get off the trail. Go, go, go. Go. There are bikes coming. Get off the trail. Dum dum. Man, I hope to not encounter squished snakes on the trail. He was such a cute little danger noodle. Oh, yeah, the wet areas are all squished up. I guess they could be a little more dried out by the bikes squishing through them. So that might be a good thing. But yeah, so I can tell there's one coming because the cheerleader clapping back there. I'm glad I got the little guy off the road, because they wouldn't have even noticed him. I just came from there. So yeah, we're gonna find a spot. Ooh, look, there's one. Whoop. Okay. So this is actually pretty cool. I get to walk this way, and every once in a while look back and go, oh, I've got 6.5 more miles to go. All right. Hey. Hey. Anyway, so I know there's a creek crossing not too far from here.
Have a great day.
Yep, you too. Or I think there's a creek crossing not too far from here. And going to see if I can find a good spot for the hammock and see if I can let this last lap get finished so I don't have to keep jumping off the trail at sometimes inconvenient spots. And apparently it's not right here because we're going left. I'm punny. Anyway. So my estimation of close is pretty bad. So still haven't reached the water source that I was talking about. And I passed 6.5 miles a little ways back. But this is awesome. I'm thinking the water source I'm thinking about is where that valley is. Just don't know how much further it is until I get to the crossing where I go down this hill and go up that hill. You got the, I don't know, sounds like the amosexuals having fun over at the shooting range. Figured on Sunday they'd give it a break, but I guess they got to do anything they can to get their shots off. All right. Seems that this just skirts the little valley because there's kind of where it begins down there. So this just goes around it. I'm beginning to doubt my memory of this trail. Only hiked it 4 or 5 times. So yeah. I think there's one coming up that's like a creek crossing, stream crossing. But the more I get this way, the less I think I'm remembering correctly. So I got 6 miles to go. And that might be just to the parking lot. My car's across the road. So we'll see how that looks. I mean, it might be 6 1/4, 6.15. I don't know. But yeah, looking forward to that creek and the hang I'm going to do. Because a little over halfway, and a little over halfway is about as far as any of my recent hikes have been. 6 miles is about well, that's what I did last week. So doubling that this week, I admit, is a little ambitious, but so far all good and quite enjoyable, despite the frequent interruptions by bicycles. And this is just freaking awesome. Look at that. That is cool. I don't remember seeing that coming the other direction. You know, mainly because I would have been going that way instead of this way. So I wouldn't have seen that. Logical, I know. But man, at least I was. Look at that. That is a deep, deep valley floor down there. I'm just hoping that the creek crossing is coming up soon. I'm really looking forward to a hang and some food. I have probably got enough water, but man, I want to stock up just in case. Fill my water back up. Today's hydration has been brought to you by Ultima, the mocktail line, and today's flavor is peach Bellini, which has been quite awesome. And I'm going to do a little bit more research on my hydration because I found out some more information. Something else to look out for in your hydration drink is the levels of B6 or B vitamins altogether. Because I mean, these days, dang near every drink you got has B something in it. And like with salt, there is a distinct possibility of B vitamin poisoning, which can lead to some very unpleasant side effects, like hallucinations in extreme cases. So I'll put the link to that hydration article that I did in the description, and I'll add some more to it about the B vitamins. All right, I am finally seeing evidence of the creek crossing or water crossing that I have been saying is coming up shortly for the last, I don't know, 2 miles? 7, 6, yeah. Well, maybe 1.5 miles, 2 miles, something like that. So there's finally a bit more evidence for it. Just don't know how far it is before I get there. Oh, and I can hear it. Let's see what this is. Oh, look down there. That's a good long ways down. But I am at least hearing the water. So can't be too far now. Of course it can. Of course it can. Wow. I almost missed that. Almost just didn't even look. That is so cool. And there it is. The crossing. So the only thing to do now is find a appropriately out of the way place to hang my hammock, which may be what the challenge is here. Because yeah, not seeing a whole lot of easily accessible anything right here. We'll see. Well, I found a spot. So there's the trail right there. And looks like this was a road. And there's a retention pond, probably well, most definitely where the water's coming from. And this is an old collapsed bridge that went across here. So that is super, super freaking interesting. And I'm gonna hang my hammock between those two trees and take me a rest. So for today's lunch, I have pemmican, figure 8, biltong. I'm sorry, biltong, not pemmican. And gonna follow that up with the dessert of fig bar. But this is a pretty awesome place to hang. Yeah, this is freaking awesome. Because you got the little pond over there, stream down here. You're just hidden from the trail. So I don't think anybody can look up here and see me, which is awesome. Yeah. I would love to rebuild that bridge. That would just be sweet. There's a bicycle. All right. As I stand here, there's a big mystery right up there. So I'm going up the hill to see what's there. Look, there's a trail here leading down to the pond that is frequently traveled. Look at that track. It's a deer. And yeah. Yep, it's the Moore Woods. Okay. Going back down. All right. So I came down from up there, filled up my water in that pool there, and I got Ergo City. This is a filter water bottle that Marie got for me. Pretty awesome. And filled up this one and got my E-Tech City kind of life straw water filter on it. And just gonna have to remember to sanitize that bottle when I get home, because that's my clean water normally. So I got about 6.5 miles. No, I've already passed the 5.5. So I got about 5.5 miles to go, somewhere around there. And had my lunch. Now restocked on water, and back on the trail. So All right, and it's 2:02. Really would have liked to have been home by 3, but guess that ain't gonna happen. So yeah, back on the trail, and it has been awesome. Fudge. I was gonna geotag that location so I know where the water crossing is next time, but I can do that from home. Should be geographically obvious where it was. If not, the GPX where I stopped for a while will indicate where it is. Just got to remember to do it. Which, watching me say this when I get home, start putting the video together, I should remind myself to geotag that location. Anyway, okay, back on the trail. So just past the 4.5 mile to go marker, and saw that gleaming in the sunlight. Can't even tell what that was. Don't think it was a car. Maybe been a tractor. I don't know. But yeah, there's lots of things out here, remnants of an attempted civilization, so to speak. You got like that bridge. Sorry, like that bridge. It was on a road, and if you look at the area around it, you can kind of make out where the road used to be, or the planned road used to be. I don't know if they just paved it, or I mean, they just graded it and it was a dirt road and they were planning on paving it but never got around to it, or what all happened there. But it has pretty much been reclaimed by the wilderness, and you just see old remnants here and there. There's like some old ceramic water pipes, and you know, the bridge, fire hydrants, that wreckage or whatever it was back there. So it's pretty interesting to try and find those things out here, or to actually just find them. Okay, here's another little section. You got some kind of metal something, and the trail goes on through those really cool rocks. But then you got something going on up here, maybe, or it could just be a ridge. Yeah, it's just a ridge. Now there's some kind of trail down through there, but I think, ooh, look at that. It's a tick. Bye-bye, tick. I think this is just a game trail. But looking around just in case. Yeah. Huh. So that goes back to a video I saw. Someone talking about, ooh, there's some more wreckage up there. or disintegrated metal of some kind. Anyway, saw a video on tick prevention, and the big tip in it was just pay attention. Pay attention to your body, because you can feel ticks crawling on you. Pay attention to your surroundings. If you're in tall grass areas, nope, that's not a tick, or stuff like that, you know, anywhere rabbits might feel at home, then you're probably going to run into some ticks. So pay attention. That was the big tip. Just be aware of your surroundings, be aware of your body, and pick the ticks off before they bite. That's a nice flowing stream down there, right at the 5 mile mark. Yeah, so this is pretty awesome trail. You know, the 3 miles of road notwithstanding, the rest of it's pretty awesome. Well, the hello butterfly, the 3 miles and something of road and power line, but the rest of it, all the wood stuff, pretty awesome. Dragonfly. Look at that. Wow, this is a very cool area. Very cool. Couple of options for trail. Yeah, left side and the right side. I lean left, so. Well, it seems I'm a little early. These are just starting to get blooms. This whole freaking hill right here is going to be alive with blooms, or whatever didn't get laid on. Yeah, but look at those. This is going to be looking awesome. Probably another week or two. You got yucca plants or century plants or whatever. Probably some wild rose bushes, little garden roses. Yeah, whoever had this home site was really planning on having a fabulous yard. Didn't really work out for them, but now we have the leftovers. You know, whenever we catch them blooming. All right, so that's working out pretty good. It took me a little bit to get water coming through the E-Tech City, but it works okay. It probably take me a little bit to get this video done, so if I get tummy issues before then, I'll let you know it was not okay. But look at that. That is awesome. you can see the creek bed way down there. So we've got to be getting some good elevation here. Look at that. Oh, nice little convergence of hills right there. Yeah, this is an awesome hike. If you're looking for a nice long trail, this will do it. This will definitely do it. It's about 11 miles if you take the recommended route. You can shave it down to 8 or so if you take the abandoned road back to the trailhead. Of course, if you go right and take the abandoned road back to the trailhead, you're pretty much missing out on all the woods and the hills, except for one. That hill on the road, pretty long, not real steep, but a long incline. And these woods here, this is where it's at. Look at that flat ridge line up there. Huh. That was probably meant to be a road at some point around the complex. I felt something weird on my hip, my charger. Which I need to stop using the phone so much to keep the charge. It was down to 30%, and a lot of it's this microphone constantly drawing on it. But the audio is so much better with it. Oh, interesting hilly section. All right. See you down the trail. Now, this is something I hadn't realized. I'm up here on this trail. Pretty sure I'm eventually going to be down on that trail. And from the looks of it, I'm going to be going back that way. Ain't that something? Looking at where I'm going to be. But from down there, I would have never thought that this trail is up here. Unless I happen to just see someone else hiking it while I'm down there. So that's going to be interesting. And when I get down there, and it should be easy to recognize, I'll point back up here. Ooh, and we have another one. Oh, look at this little guy. Ringneck snake. Well, all right, little guy. Get off the trail. There you go. Nice and secure. All right. Yeah, so still have not got to that location where I need to look up at the ridge to the trail I was on. And it's been a while. So, yeah, looking forward to getting there. And my Loctite did not lock as tight as I had hoped it would. So when I get home, if I'm not way too sore, which, oh man, yeah. So about a mile ago, my legs started feeling the previous miles. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting down to the trailhead and getting to the car. Because, whoo, I said 11 miles was ambitious. Oh yeah. I mean, I'm doing pretty good. Don't get me wrong. I'm a lot better than I had thought I might be. But yeah, definitely starting to feel it. Speaking of that little location, this is it. Not here, but there. So, whew, what did I make? My stairs goal. I just now made my stairs goal. One stairs goal, which is 10 flights of stairs. But I think at some point, yeah, I was up there somewhere looking at the trail down here. So, yeah, that's interesting. Should be coming up near the bottom. I only got about 2 miles left. 2.5, I think. So, yeah, should be getting to the wider trail here at some point soon, which may or may not be anytime soon. I don't know. Like I said in a couple of previous other videos, I am not doing too well at my geospatial awareness. That is just going out the window. And I don't know why I'm kicking big rocks out of the trail. Wow, look at that. And I can almost guarantee you, I've, yeah, there's been 2 trails, 2 levels of that hill that I've been walking on. And there's somebody coming up behind me. You know what? This could have been that trail that I was looking down on. One of those. I think it was this one actually, because of the rock and the log is in better position. So I was up there. Yeah.
Oh, look at that. It got just 3 miles to go. And you can't hear anything I'm saying there because my mic died. Looks like it's only got about 4 hours of charge to it. So continued on. Beautiful scenery. Getting down to the bottom of this hill is where the trail kind of levels out. And it's actually a pretty good cool down period. So you got about 3 miles to go. So I'm walking into this covered area to sit down and talk about my hiking stick and the stuff I'm doing to try and get that sorted out. So let's wait for that. All right, so my hiking stick. Yeah, the end of it here unscrews. Lots of sections to this hiking stick, which is actually pretty cool. Nothing in that one, but the bottom there, I have something in a plastic baggie, probably the fishing stuff, or one set of the fishing stuff. So unscrewing that one, I have the knife. pointy knife, and it has worked its way out. So screwing that back in, plan to get to the house and put some more Loctite on it. But it's very useful. It's got a sawback blade. It's got a bottle opener, maybe. Not sure what else I'd use that for. Main point is the cutting edge. Can be used for stabbing, spear, whatever. So we put that back on. Another tick. Checking for ticks again. Unscrewing the next section. And that one also has a knife blade. It's not pointy though. It's also worked its way loose a little bit. They just screw in there. It's got a saw on the back as well, but it's just a blade. Now I'm feeling ticks crawling all over me. There aren't any there, but feel them anyway. Alright, next section also has nothing. Aha! I have another baggie in there, probably with fishing lures or something, maybe some fire starters in there, but I'd have to get a stick and push that stuff out. So skipping that section. We have another section, and this one stayed put, but it's about useless. It's a little metal spork, which can't be used for a spoon or a fork. It does have nut drivers, so you can undo a nut off of a bolt with those. And it's got a bottle opener on it. Got some bandage tape wrapped around the handle there. And this section is the one that gets used most. It's a little knife. Got a circular edge there for cutting string and rope. The edge has a nice hook on it, which is used for lifting up the pot lid. So when I'm at camp cooking boiling water in my pot, that's what I use to lift the lid off. That could be used for a tick grabber, but I think you would want something a little bit narrower for a tick grabber. Could be wrong. It might work for one, but I'm not going to get a tick attached to find out. And that's my hiking stick. Very useful, and not rattling anymore. So let's get back on the trail.
So I'm in the final 2.5 mile stretch, and it is double track all the way out, I think. Yeah, should be. There's a section that goes through the field, and like this, you see one track is used more than the other. But I don't have to worry about bicycles running me off the trail anymore, so that's good. So hopefully I can make it back to the car without having to sit down again. Dang, my legs are burning. I mean, they're not hurting, but yeah, I can tell I have walked 9 miles or so. Up hills, down hills, cross streams, all that good stuff. But yeah, not sure how I'm going to feel tomorrow. But right now, I feel pretty all right. So yeah, nice fields of flowers, little purples, yellows. It's a pretty cool hike. I don't know if it's construction or gun range. I'm 80% sure it's a gun range because I'm pretty sure I kept hearing different calibers firing one after the other. But man, that got annoying. Constant, just boom, 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 boom. Just stupid annoying. And you can still hear it. I can still hear it a little bit way back in the background, but I'm not high enough up so that it travels to me. Which, thank goodness, because that was really rattling me. I mean, it's like constant gunfire off in the distance was just annoying. Yeah, I can still hear it. Just not as prominent. Oh, and my microphone has about a 4-5 hour lifespan, and that's past. So hopefully I can enhance the audio on the rest of this. That's really cool. That's water coming out from that hole in the ground there. So I guess it's a spring. Oh, yeah. Uphill too. There's 2 geese. And yeah, now I'm uncomfortable. Got like less than 2 miles to go. And down to really struggling, which sucks. I mean, 2 miles. Done 10. What's another 2? Damn. But yeah, I'll check back in when I make it. Well, got to the field, and yeah, I sat down, pulled the chair out, all that good stuff. Yep. Just yeah, legs are just tired. Not my knee, not hurting. That's good. But man, my legs are burning. Sucks. I have maybe 1.5 miles to go. So I just looked at All Trails, did a little drag along the elevation thing, and I have 0.8 miles. Not even a whole mile, just 0.8 of a mile. That sucks. Oh, what sucks even worse is I gotta pee. Well, seems all the bicycle racy people are gone. Most of the hikey people are gone. And that just leaves me parked like a jerk on the side of the road. No evidence that the whole place was filled up when I got here. Just probably my car sitting there on the side of the road. Oh well. I'll leave the last shot of me walking up to the car, but in the meantime, y'all get out there and y'all have fun hiking. Yeah, so on top of everything else, my GPS tracker died. Don't know when. It just won't power on. And there's my car.
Slow the pace and just be alive, wild and free. Good morning from a stranger's smile, chipmunk chatter all the while. Hidden falls through emerald green, coolest waters I have seen. Morning mist on forest floor, petrichor through every pore. Yesterday's rain, today's gift, as morning fog begins to lift. Hiking trails are calling me. Any place I can be free. Slow the pace and just be alive, wild and free. In pristine silence, tall trees stand, only footsteps mark this land. Mountain summit, world below, here's the peace I've come to know.